on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on that subscribe button and the little bell to follow along on our Dominican Republic adventures.
Today we're going to be answering one of the biggest questions we've been getting since we arrived here in the Dominican Republic. It's basically, why did we choose the Dominican Republic, and especially up here in the North Coast in Cabarete? So after a year and a half of being stuck at home in Nova Scotia, Canada, we did a whole lot of research. We had lots of time to do research, and we decided on the Dominican Republic that we'd stay here for the winter. And throughout the video, we're going to tell you all the reasons, because there are a lot of reasons of why we picked this country.
I mean, take a look at how beautiful this place is. Today is a bit of an overcast day, but it's kind of nice.
It is kind of nice, because usually it's quite sunny. Most days have been really sunny, and when the sun comes out, it's so hot. Not complaining, it's really lovely. But it is kind of a little refreshing to not have the sun beating down on us, especially while we're filming.
So it's kind of funny because this is not our first time in the Dominican Republic. We came here like 6 years ago.
6 years ago on to like an all-inclusive pre-packaged
resort
sort of thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, we didn't really like it, and we kind of formed an opinion of the Dominican Republic based on the opinion of, or our opinion of the resort that we stayed at and the experience that we had there. And I feel like a lot of people do that. They go, they stay at an all-inclusive, they only stay at the resort, they maybe do an excursion or two, but it really isn't experiencing the country. No. And then they leave with an opinion of what they think the country is like.
So you're gonna have to let us, how many of you are guilty of doing that? We know you are, we know some of you are. We've heard it from friends, we've heard it from family. This time we decided to come back and properly explore the island. And let me tell you, this place is quite special. Okay, let's have a bit of story time here and just talk about how we ended up here. Why did we choose the Dominican Republic? Now, originally we were going to go to Europe, jump around a little bit every few weeks, the way we used to travel, and then all this COVID stuff, variants, well, it didn't seem like the best idea.
Yeah, and the rules just kept changing too when we were worried about like getting somewhere and not having the proper tests because they just changed the rules, or just like having to jump through a lot of hoops to get from one place to the next, or not being able to enter a country that we wanted to, stuff like that. So we were a little bit nervous about that. And then we kind of decided, since we had been stuck at home in Canada for so long, we really just wanted some hot weather, some beaches. And obviously if we were traveling in the fall or autumn to Europe, it'd be eventually getting cold. So we're like, maybe we just want something really hot. So that led us to the Caribbean.
Yeah, and what we did is we decided, okay, in the Dominican Republic, they have some big distractions for, I'll just call them like touristic resort travelers. Punta Cana makes for a nice distraction. Yeah. We found this out in the past when we go to the kind of the east of Mexico. Cancun makes for a great distraction from all the other areas around there, like Holbox, Tulum. Tulum's getting busy now, but Bacalar. So we figured here, because of Puerto Plata and Punta Cana, there would be some kind of hidden gems. And here we are, just about 40 minutes outside Puerto Plata, 20 minutes from the airport in Cabarete.
And we had looked at going to other Caribbean countries, but so many of them are very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
The British Virgin Islands and all of those,
all of them. Every single one of those islands.
Almost all of them are really expensive, and we couldn't stay for a while. Maybe go for 2 weeks and then we'd be out of money. Our budget would be spent. So we were like, what country can we go to that's not too expensive? And that brought us to thinking about the Dominican Republic.
So here we are in Cabarete on the north coast of the Dominican Republic for all of winter, at least 4 or 5 months, like Canadian winter, let's call it that. And I was just trying to remember how we even chose this place. I know one of the things is we just went on a map, looked at what was in proximity to the airport, and then started doing a lot of research. This town is a little digital nomad kite surfing town. We'll show you a lot more as we go today, but that was one of the key factors, one of the main reasons that we chose this little place.
So before we get into all the details about Cabarete and why it was so appealing to us and why we moved here, let's talk a little bit more about the DR and why we picked it, and some of the things we learned when we were doing research that we were a little surprised about. I mean, obviously there are some amazing beaches here. The DR is very well known for the beaches. You can have beaches like this, which is long and walkable. You can walk for hours. There's kite surfing, there's lots of waves, but then you can have these beautiful, serene, empty beaches that have gorgeous turquoise water. We're gonna see some of them in future videos because we're gonna do so much stuff while we're here. But also there's mountains, there's rivers, there's waterfalls, there's some really cool accommodations that hopefully we'll get to do as well in so many videos that we're gonna do in the future. We're also gonna do a video on cost of living because I know a lot of you guys are asking us about that. So we've already said subscribe, but please guys, hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys maybe even think you're subscribed, but you're not, so please double check that. We're really trying to get to 100K. Sorry if we sound repetitive throughout the videos, but it's our goal, it's our next big goal, so please hit that subscribe button.
Okay, we're now back up in the town, and you can see it's, well, a little busier up here. There's lots of noise.
It is. We're also not right in the center of town either, so it's not really sidewalks or anything, so just be prepared for that. It can be a little bit scary. It's definitely easier to walk on the beach.
It's kind of a typical Caribbean town in driving. You can see lots of different cars here. The reason we are in town now is because we wanted to come to this coffee shop called Vagamundo and take a look at this place. Is this not Bali vibes? Super chill here. There's lots of digital nomads, people working. We also got some fantastic looking food down here. Take a look at this. This is a toast. It's like avocado, eggs, some other goodies, and then we have a waffle. It looks like it's just smothered in, I believe that's bacon.
So we've actually eaten here a couple of times so far. They've got some good avocado toast, which Trevor's about to try. They also have some bowls and things like that. But the name of, or the full name of the coffee shop is Vagamundo Coffee and Waffles. So I decided I really should try one of the waffles because I think they're supposed to be amazing. They have tons of different types. But this one has, so it's a waffle with maple syrup, bacon, and I think jalapeno as well. Sounds very interesting. I don't know if I've ever had a waffle with bacon on it. This might be too big of a bite, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, that is supremely delicious. The waffle itself is just really nice, but I don't get a whole lot of the waffle flavor just because there's so many other things happening right now. The bacon is the predominant flavor for sure, nice and smoky. Lots of sweetness from, I think that's real maple syrup. I haven't got too much of the jalapeno yet, but I'm gonna guess there's some spice in there as well.
So one thing we didn't mention yet is our drinks. Anna got a chinola, basically passion fruit juice. Looks incredible, and I got an iced coffee, but what I also got is this beautiful thing right here. This is called the Malibu. On this, poached egg, tomato, I think there's some arugula, and also feta. And let's see egg test, huh? Oh yeah, it's coming out right here on the other side. Perfectly poached egg. Oh yeah, look at that one. Woo! I left out one important part. There's avocado on here as well. It's avocado toast, of course. Let's go for it. That is just pure heaven. It's sitting on incredibly fresh French bread as well, and just the combo of everything. One thing that stands out is the feta cheese. It's nice and salty. It cuts through all the rest. The egg is perfect, and with the tomato, it makes it even more fresh. Really good. The coffee as well is something else here. I mean, they're known for that, of course, but you just cannot beat an iced coffee in 30-degree weather.
So you might notice we just switched tables because the sun started to come out. We were not in the shade, so we found a shadier one. I'm still sweating like crazy. It's funny how we were talking about it being a bit of a cooler day today, but it's still really hot. So Trevor sort of already alluded to it, but something we discovered when we started researching this town was that it's kind of a digital nomad place. Something we always tend to look for, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that you get coffee shops like this, great places to work at, have really great vibes, good food, good coffee, and typically good internet. This town has relatively good internet. We haven't come across any that's really slow. In our apartment it's pretty good, and we'll maybe run a speed test here so you can see what the internet's like.
So you'll probably see the speeds running here now. It's pretty fast internet. One thing we noticed as well is before we got here we contacted a lot of different condos and apartments, and we're trying to figure out where to rent, and we asked them about the internet, and they all answered really fast, and they also said if we want to pay a little bit more we can up it to the top speed around here. So that's great for people like us. Now back to the location of this, where we are right now in Cabarete. It is about 20 minutes from the Plata airport, which to get back to Canada is only like 4.5 hours for us to get to Montreal, then it's an hour to get back to Halifax. So that is incredibly convenient. Now you guys might remember last year, or a year and a half ago I should say. We got stuck in the Philippines when COVID happened. Yes, if you're new around here, that actually happened. We filmed the whole thing, it's on our channel. But when we were there, we couldn't get back. We couldn't get a flight, we couldn't get off the island, so it was difficult to get home. We don't want that to happen again. This time we're closer. Also, it is the same time zone, it's Atlantic Standard Time, as Halifax in Nova Scotia, so it's very convenient for us right now.
Another really appealing thing about being in the DR for us is the opportunity to practice our Spanish. It's probably the language that we encounter the most when we travel, just because we've been around South America, a lot of Caribbean countries, Spain obviously. So you encounter it a lot, and we never really, you know, if we spend 2 weeks in one country, you don't really get the opportunity to really start practicing it. You might pick up some things, but then you're somewhere else and you kind of forget them. So it's a good chunk of time to like really practice our Spanish. It's coming along ever so slowly. We're picking up some things here and there.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I don't think we'll be able to speak it fluent,
No.
but we're gonna try. So it's now a few hours later. We're approaching golden hour and we're back down here on the beach. Honestly, this is one of our favorite things about this town. This beach is absolutely beautiful and it's just minutes from the town. At any point you can get right back into town.
Yeah, you're always super close. I don't think you could ever be more than like a 5-minute walk from the beach unless you really went really far into town.
Yeah, so far we're just finding this place has everything we could possibly ask for in a destination. It's really amazing.
So as we film this, we've been here a few weeks now, kind of like getting into the groove of things. Definitely starting to get a little bit of a routine. Today, since we're filming this and talking to you guys, was maybe slightly different, but it's a super productive day. But normally we'd get up in the morning, do lots of work, maybe hang out at the pool or the beach for a few hours and take it easy. We didn't do that today. We actually did get a lot of work done today. But then almost every day, this doesn't make us sound really bad, I don't know. Almost every day we come down to the beach at this time and there are a lot of really great happy hours.
There is. Speaking of just great things in general, look at that. How inviting. Look at our shadows. You can tell that sun's going down. What a place.
It's so beautiful.
So we've now come over to a place called Front Loop, and you can easily see why this is one of our favorite places on the beach. You're right here in the sand. There's all these cabanas, different kinds of chairs. There's even a little pool here. And we got a Bohemia beer. Now, don't know too much about this. It's a Dominican Republic beer. Let's give it a quick little try. So the only thing I have to compare this to is Presidente. Like there's Presidente Light, there's Golden Lights, but then Presidente like a normal beer. This I would say is a touch heavier with a little bit of a punch, but it is very refreshing. It's also a Pilsner. All the beers here in the Dominican Republic, so far anyway, the domestic ones seem to be Pilsners.
So we've touched on this a little bit already, but let's talk a little bit more about affordability here in the Dominican Republic, and we will be doing a full cost of living video in the very near future. So we're just gonna touch upon it right now. But things here are quite affordable. For instance, eating out, we find in general we spend about half like for a full meal that we would in Canada. So I don't know, $30 to $40 for like both of us to eat out, have a couple of drinks, have an appetizer, a main, that kind of thing. Drinks themselves, especially during happy hour, can be very cheap. Here at Front Loop, you can get 2 mojitos for 190 pesos, which is like $3 to $4. It's so cheap. I don't even know how they can afford to. I mean, I realize that Dominican rum is probably pretty cheap to buy, but still, I don't even know how they make any money off that. They must not. Another thing that's really affordable here are like cell phone plans. You can go with Claro, which you have to top up every 5 days, so we ended up not going with them, but it's very cheap. We ended up going with Altice, and I think we paid approximately $20 for a 30-day plan. That gives us like 15 gigs, so that's really not bad at all.
So I'll quickly touch on the weather because I know some of you are probably wondering about that, and the weather is one of the big reasons we have come here to the Dominican Republic. It's basically 30 degrees every single day and it barely rains. We've been here now for a few weeks. It rarely rains in the day. It's kind of typical Caribbean. It might rain at night, like late at night sometimes. We only actually had 1 full day of rain so far. It's unbelievable. Also on this beach, because we're on the north shore of the Dominican Republic, there's an amazing breeze. So when it's 30 degrees, you're always cooled off. You won't sweat or anything like that. It's perfect. It's a perfect beach because the minute you go into town and there's no breeze at all, I mean, it's a sweat fest, you guys. It's so hot in town. It feels like it's another 10 degrees hotter, but the weather here is absolutely perfect. So we're now back at our condo. You're seeing some nighttime shots of that right at this moment. We really love it here, and you're gonna see that soon in an upcoming video. We're gonna be sure to give you guys a full tour of where we're staying.
And we're also gonna do, I know we keep saying this, but you guys keep asking for us, a cost of living video. It's coming very, very soon. But I feel like we keep saying that, and then everybody in the comments keeps saying, can you tell us how much things cost? So
it's
coming.
It's the most requested video that we get, a cost of living video. We will do that. Just remember, when we do that, it's gonna be specifically in this area, but I think that reflects a lot of the towns and areas in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. I think the one thing we maybe haven't talked about so far in this video, something that's has been really appealing to us about being here in the Dominican Republic, is Dominican people. Have been super friendly, super nice. I know, again, a lot of people's preconceived notions are based off of going and staying at an all-inclusive, and you might have a different opinion of what Dominican people are like, but they're super friendly, very, very, very nice.
Some of the nicest people that we've ever met on any of our travels.
Yeah.
We love all the Dominicans that we meet. Not even that, even the expats that live here. We've met so many of those folks, and everybody is just so friendly, and it's just a lot of fun to hang out.
We've met a lot of expats that live here, but also a lot of people that are just kind of here like us, or they've been coming for a lot of years. They don't necessarily own a place, but they keep coming back here again and again, and it really says something about this area that people love it. It's a really, really neat area.
We hope that you guys will get this over the upcoming videos. There's a lot of videos coming out in the Dominican Republic here where we're at, and you're gonna see especially a lot more of Cabarete. Hopefully you will understand how special this place is. Now, if you're new around here, Trevor, Anna, Delightful Travelers, make sure to click on the subscribe button. There's a little bell next to that. If you click that, it will notify you of our next video that comes out every time. Leave us a comment, share the video with your friends. If you got this far, it probably means you like the video.
Yes, also, if you found this video or other Dominican videos or other videos just in general really helpful, and you're like, wait, I feel like I'm getting something out of these videos. How can I support them? We do have a join button below, and then we also have a Patreon, which will be linked in the description below.
Yeah, if you want to support us, it's like basically tipping for a coffee. Feel free to do so. You don't have to if you don't want to, because we're always going to be making the videos.
That's true. All right, guys, that's it.
From Cabarete in the Dominican Republic, wishing you all delightful travels.
See you soon.